Hello there, once again, Santon from Anton Bay. Today I'm taking a look at more Alpha Flights. I'm trying to get my way out of the burn roll, or the burn era. Some of it was good, some of it just moves so slow, it's driving me crazy. The art's good, but like I said, he tends to draw some fairly boring panels and stuff that I don't think you necessarily need. Well, how do I look? He looked great. I had to say so. This is sad because it's ahead of remembering, Mac dying. And this is the example that I struggle with. Look at all of this art. It's great art, but it's exposition, it's storytelling, it's people living their normal lives. It's not really a superhero book. And I feel like that is super common with Alpha Flight. And maybe that's what I'm missing. Maybe Alpha Flight isn't necessarily the action side of a superhero book. Because look, I mean, how many pages are we in? Where we haven't saved the world or had an adventure yet. And I do feel like later, post-burn, we get a little bit more of this, where we actually get some action, some superhero conflict and things like that. But for the most part, we get a lot of, like, even this is not a real fight, it's a conversation. So Burn did not give us a lot of epic battles or anything like that. He gave us a slow burn of the inside lives of superheroes, but like, I don't remember this page. Meanwhile, a few distance later. And I don't remember, why did Storm have cat eyes for so long? I don't know. But yeah, he gives you all this stuff, but it's not superhero action. It's not saving the world. It's not a big fight. And I feel like Alpha Flight, that was the big problem, is they never accomplished anything. They were never like, here's a big cool story arc that the world hangs in balance, or even a city hangs in balance, or a life hangs in balance. It's all this personal stuff, and the superhero aspect is just a job. It's just an aspect of it that is just, extra. Is this Aurora? I think she's getting ready to change her powers. This is the classic weird stuff of Alpha Flight. We're not doing anything. We're like, this is another whole issue down. We have not fought a battle. We have not come to terms with anything. All we have done is basically sit around our apartments in Canada and talk. A new role for Heather, a decision for Snowbird. Sharon meets the ultimate menace. But will he do anything about it? How long will a man lie in the earth? Are ye rot? Are he rot? The earth, ere he rot. Okay. Well, I butchered that reading, but it's a weird font. This is Heather looking at the suit, just thinking if she's going to be the team leader. Now, panels like this add a lot of context, and I like how you can see Puck in the reflection. They add a lot of context to the story and the character stuff, but all of that is hard to appreciate if nothing happens with the story. And don't get me wrong, I love Alpha Flight so much. This is the third time I have owned the full set. But it's this third read through and this third, like, pounding through these that I really see, like, man, there's so little actual heroing going on in Alpha Flight. I mean, very, very little. There is so much personal drama, boring meetings. There's a lot of government meetings, staff meetings almost, basically. There's a lot of build-up to villains or fights or things that doesn't come to fruition. We think there's going to be something's going to happen the next issue, and then nothing does. And I don't want to be like ragging on Alpha Flight for the first 20 or 30 issues, although I do feel like I kind of have been. I think John Byrne set up a great group of characters, and I think he gave a great backstory and personality to all of them. But like, look at these pages. It just kills me. It's home life. And don't get me wrong, I love superhero home life, but it has to be juxtaposed with what they're actually doing as heroes, or it's boring. Looks like something might be happening here. But is it real or is it a vision? And it's localized entirely within your kitchen. Aurora Borealis. So, yeah, I got friends that can tell you, like, they know I love Alpha Flight. That's not a bad. Turn again, time in thy flight. I'm trying to think, like, I've done a lot of these videos, and I hopefully, I want to go through the entire series of Alpha Flight. And by the time you watch these, I would like you to have flipped and seen through every page of Alpha Flight and kind of base it on the whole. But I realize some of these are pretty rough to get through just because there's not tons going on. I do love Talisman's costume. And if you're an Alpha Flight fan, connoisseur, big fan of it, leave a comment. Tell me some stuff. If I'm wrong, and if I was the only one who had troubles getting through the first 32 issues of Flight, let me know. Like, they were a slog, and it was just my enthusiasm for Canada that got me through it, and some of John Byrne's amazing, like, art and stuff. Man, some of the writing was dull. This is pretty cool, but this is like a flashback. There's nothing cool happening in the now. That is a thing of horror. That is absolutely terrifying. If you see that in your comic book, that is bad. Not good. Looks like a Fortnite skin. Nasty. Everything that they did seem to fight did seem to deal greatly with magic. Like, lots of magic. And not that is bad necessarily, but I find that in the Marvel Universe, anytime you deal with too much magic, basically you're just pulling all the stakes. Like, there's no stakes to what you're doing. This is probably one of the big problems I've always had in Doctor Strange, is everything's magic, so I don't know, I guess it feels like none of it matters. This looks like a cool action scene. Looks like he's tearing out a tree. What he's actually doing is, I think, doing a workout, or he's working for the forestry department, clearing out an area. Yep, he's just working for the Canadian Forestry Department. That's all the first part of the chapter was. It's boring. And there's Aurora in her new outfit, and this is supposed to be like this ultra hot thing. It is so bad. Like, this outfit is terrible. Look at it. I don't even know where it goes wrong. It's awful. Ugh. Of course, these loggers, they're just impressed because they're out in the Canadian wilderness. Yeah, a whole bunch of interactions we probably don't need. Mile High ads. Aurora being a whore, like she was always trying to. And still, we're not saving anything. When your lead, big, cool, strong guy hero is literally working for the Canadian logging industry to help clear some forests, that's so boring. Okay, I do love their house. Their headquarters for the longest time is super cool, and I absolutely love it. And you may as well love it because we're going to be spending a lot of time there. We're just going to hang out there and have meetings. I'm trying not to be a bitch. I feel like I'm being very grumpy towards Alpha Flight right now. I guess John Byrne was busy that month and didn't have time to finish all of his panels. It's amazing how much I really liked him when I went into this, and how, like, difficult it is to feel the love for John Byrne right now. Gilded Lily. Oh, that's right. They get their I forgot this. They get their headquarters And it's home of like this serial killer lady. And she turns all their people gold, but they're still alive in there and miserable. Yeah. So, I mean, it's not a super villain, but they end up, you know, having to clear the serial killer out of their headquarters so that they can set up shop. And that is pretty much one of the most exciting things that's happened so far. The first issue started off with a bang. We got Tundra. It was cool. We had appearances of the Master, and then he didn't do anything. And Wyvern, why did you not let your characters like do stuff? You just like made these great characters. You put them in great settings. I love Canada. You wrote it all in Canada, and then you just didn't have them do anything. That's frustrating. Anyway, that's my story. That's Alpha Flight. It does get better. And if you squint at this too long, she starts to look like Hitler. Anyway, I will catch you guys later. Bye.